We believe charity is critical. I mean, there are people that are destitute in the world, but often charity should stop and empowering women should begin. So for example, giving a pair of shoes away is charitable. It's a good thing to do, or giving money away out of the company is charitable. But if you're trying to create a sustainable solution for a woman coming out of poverty, she needs a job. There's a small segment of businesses that are growing that are actually trying to create solutions for these problems. And that is what is baked into our business model, is creating jobs for women that have overcome significantly challenging circumstances. My name is Barrett Ward, and I'm the founder of Able. In 2010, my wife Rachel and I were living in the capital city of Addis Ababa of Ethiopia. We went to Ethiopia because my very brave wife got a job offer actually to work in the adoption space. We had just gotten married and I was scared to death of the idea of living internationally to begin our marriage, but she just kept believing that it was the right choice for us. I worked with vulnerable women and children in my job, and so it did become a natural entree for me to have a job in Ethiopian-run organizations. And what I had never come across up close and personal before was the commercial sex industry. Poverty in the capital city was so significant that it often led to women either having to choose that lifestyle in order to support themselves and their families, or even girls under 18 ending up in the sex trade. That was infuriating to see. And so as we were talking to these Ethiopian groups that were working with women to rehabilitate them out of prostitution or the commercial sex industry, what we continually heard from the women was, look, we're grateful for the charity, we're grateful for the help in getting out of this, but the reality is at the end of this, if we don't have a job, then we're going to end up back on the streets. And so the idea for Able came up at that moment. And we simply said, okay, well, maybe we could try to make something or manufacture something and sell it. And 3 women said, we would love to make scarves. If they had said, we'd love to make coffee cups, we'd be a coffee cup company today. We started selling scarves, and in the first 3 months, we sold over 4,000 of them. Ultimately, customers were responding to the fact that it wasn't just charitable, but instead that if we're going to be serious about solutions to poverty, we need to create jobs for women. We had no vision of becoming a fashion company, but when all of a sudden we saw the significant success and the customer response to the scarves, we realized there was an opportunity here to employ more women. Soon after, Rachel and I moved back to Nashville, Tennessee. And of course, we have the same challenges in our own backyard. And so we started employing women coming out of similar circumstances to make jewelry in Nashville. And all with the mission of, if we can grow this product collection, then we can continue to employ more women coming out of some pretty desperate circumstances. Before anything else, you can measure a company by where they put their money. Long before it was fashionable, we were paying women $15 an hour as a starting wage. We also have full maternity coverage and 100% healthcare option, a $10,000 contribution to adoption and fertility assistance, and every single person in our company is an owner in the business. So for us, it was really important that our values lived out in our finances, not just in our words. You know, one of the big challenges in our industry is that only 2% of women earn a living wage, which means that 98% of them can barely make ends meet or can't make ends meet and are working 6 days a week, often 2 to 3 jobs. So empowering women is not just a heart issue at Able. It's actually understood that it is one of the very best solutions to combating poverty. It's a study that's socially scientifically proven that when a woman has a job, that she invests 80% of her income back into her family and her community. So that's her children's health and their education, versus actually only about 30% for men. The biggest reason why we want to grow is to have more impact, but not just within our own supply chain. As we grow and as we become competitive like larger brands, if we can make sure that everybody in our supply chain is paid a living wage, then it is really going to force consumers to demand the same of other brands. And I think that's how we really will change the industry. I am proud of the impact we've made at Able. I have 4 daughters and they love what we do. coming home and them telling me they think what daddy gets to do every day is cool, that wins pretty big for me.